Welcome back to Two C's with a pod, a very special episode number 100. We're keeping it 100, Matt. We
Hey,
made it.
nigga.
We made it to 100.
That is when, if we had, a budget by 100, you might have like crowd cheering noises and all that stuff. But yeah, we'll just pretend that there's big crowds. We hear you out there
Well,
cheering
and
for.
speaking of big crowds,
Yeah.
we have a massive crowd of people that we invited for today's episode.
Yes.
I mean, the biggest guest list of people that we lobbed invites out to come and speak on today's topic.
The hottest of the celebrity
Dude,
A-list.
unbelievable. Like the who's who
Who's who?
of the Twitter sphere, the podcast world, just the world in general.
Right.
Unfortunately, every single one of those people had an existing obligation and were unable to attend. So
everyone, they were also kind too.
They were. So, but
Right.
before we get started on today, what kind of feedback did you get last week from our episode with Bobby? I got a ton of overwhelming. People loved it. People loved the message. I think you got the same. I saw some things on the Twitter sphere.
Yeah, 100%. And obviously my account is kind of skewed one way, but it also is me, and so when you share something like that, and it's a lot of other real people too out there, and so yeah, they absolutely responded and were affected by Bobby's story and inspired by it again, just like we were listening to it. Even more personal. Deanna was listening upstairs and came down and listened for a while. And she's had some moments recently, where this kind of thing has affected her. So yeah, I think it affects everyone. And when someone has the courage to, like we talked about, turn it into something where maybe we can prevent these things from happening and also like raise awareness for ways to prevent them in real steps, that's like, there's nothing better than that.
Yeah. It was inspiring. And I think that I mentioned that I thought it was the most important episode that we have done.
100%.
Yeah. So, and
maybe it's the only, like, most maybe isn't the word. It is the only important episode we've done. No, I'm joking. I mean, of course, we've had important conversations, I hope, and things, but yeah, like that's real. That's the real thing. And we appreciate Bobby for, again, having the courage to do it. Cause
yeah.
Well,
and I hope to have some more back. And, I think that people can get involved, and, he's kind of just starting the journey of what it's going to be. So sure. I'm interested and excited to see, he's done a lot so far. I'm interested and excited to see him take it to the next level. So, well, I guess there's really no way of, I guess we've delayed the inevitable enough. Yeah. And if last week was our most important episode, right, it would probably only be fair to say that this week is our least important episode.
This one here, you should turn off now. No, don't turn it off.
Just little peek behind the curtain a long, long time ago, when Matt and I were just in the infancy of Two C's with a pod. Less than double digits.
Yeah.
And we were like, dude, how many of these are we going to do? What's our goal? How many do we want to get to?
Right.
And I think I think at that time we had a conversation and we said, man, if we can get to 100, that would be really cool. And if we get to 100, let's do it. Let's do the Fake Phil episode.
Let's finally give our guy here some of this time that we've spent. And, again, he's had little cameos, but let's really devote. I mean, because we really didn't think we'd ever make it. I mean, I think that's the key, right? It's like, it's something you say when, like, right, this is what like corporations do on Twitter, right? They say, somebody says, hey, can I have a lifetime supply of chicken nuggets? And they're like, yeah, you got to get 1 million retweets, and then somehow it catches on. And it gets 1 million retweets. So it's one of those things, in some ways where, like,
yeah, we didn't think that we didn't think we'd make it to 100.
So we said, sure, Fake Phil, you can have the 100th episode, and then here we are.
And we're here. So hey, happy 100. This has been 100 a lot of fun we've had with these
Oh
this
my God,
100 episodes, and
that's fun.
I think when we had that conversation, we were talking about let's get to 100 and stop.
Oh yeah,
But
that's what
I
you,
think that I think we're going to keep going. I think the people demand it.
the people have
Um,
said, listen,
it
100 is not, that's like, I think really our first season, really, in some ways. So basically, we're doing 100 episode seasons. Maybe we
yes.
should start season 2, actually, finally.
Well, next week we've got a pretty cool topic. You know, I don't like to jinx them, but all right. Well, without further ado,
Yeah, yes,
uh, hashtag FPP.
our
This
guy.
is your life. Fake Phil Prince was born on August 31st, 2011. Recently celebrated a 10th birthday. And that does not.
You can't be serious. That is just unbelievable.
He did. He started on the advice of this was in the infancy of your Twitter foray, Matt.
Exactly.
You, good friend of the show, Matt May,
Yes.
and good friend of the show, IRL Phil Prince, were at a Royals game, and if memory serves correct, Phil was just on a roll that day, and you guys said we need to start an account for Phil, and
Right.
so
because
you guys
number one, he would never do it himself, which, you know, because that's like very. I think he now moved up from pager to like a flip phone.
That's
like
right. No. He does have a smartphone. He
Oh,
does have a smartphone.
okay.
But your response on a text, he has in the corporate world, we had these things called SLAs, service level agreements.
Right.
He's on a 1 week SLA.
Good.
You know, I text Matt Campbell. I'm guaranteed to get a response within an hour, if not, you know, a few minutes.
Sure.
With Phil, you're guaranteed to. So unfortunately, early days of Phil kind of sort of got they went off the rails a little bit. They were a little too NC-17, some might say.
Fake Philip Prince.
Yes, yeah, the fake Phil, the hashtag FPP account. If you'll remember, spent some significant amount of time in Twitter jail, and had to is actually a 2-time parolee of Twitter jail.
3 strikes and you're out.
The first jailing came when friend of the show Matt May crossed streams and took the fake Phil account to Facebook.
Oh no!
Where fake Phil's mom and sister.
I remember this event rather vividly.
They kind of went through the tweets, retweets, follows, and there was an inordinate amount of porn stars, strippers, and
the language that fake Philip used was, you know, it was rough.
It was, there's this thing. There's this thing now where people like to go back into, people's history and find tweets.
Yeah.
Thank God that the latest that Phil's goes back to, fake Phil's, is August 30th of 2014.
Right.
Because the words that he used just would not play today.
No, like Andrew Dice Clay would have said, no, I'm not saying that stuff out loud. Right. I mean, that was basically the level that we were at with him. And so again, and I think it probably is a shocking thing to see when someone sees that really doesn't get it. It was a very kind of inside joke. And when family members kind of see that, it's going to be pretty shocking. And I do kind of understand that in a sense. Now, what we
was
knew
very inside baseball with a lot of the
baseball, and people, I think, again, they didn't really understand, right, that there's a certain vernacular on Twitter, you know, a certain kind of thing about this. And in some ways, like, this is kind of an antiquated thing on Twitter. I mean, it was kind of when this happened, there was a kind of influx of, it was kind of in vogue at the time to make these fake accounts of, and that's just what you did. I mean, you literally just put fake blah, 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 or, you know, whatever kind of persona you wanted to make that person. And so this was kind of, but again, it was very Twitter based. It was not a thing on Facebook. It was not, you know, like something. And so I think if anybody were to see it, I think that was pretty versed in the Twitter language and what was going on at the time. They go, oh, this is parody, this is silly, you know, this is obviously not this real person, right? Where, you know, again, a family member that's on the outside of it would again be pretty horrified by what was being said.
And so that was the first prison stint, the first Twitter jail stint. That shortly after the birth of Fake Phil, he spent about 6 months in jail.
And really, another reason Facebook sucks and why May should have known better, but I digress. Go ahead.
And so, upon his parole, he was on pretty good behavior. Even dated a little bit. Dated, air quoting, a now. To be fair, he really believed that this person was his girlfriend.
I think that's probably accurate.
She was repulsed and definitely not in any way, shape, form whatsoever interested. One-time guest of this show on the very important and very popular Tiger King episode.
You could have a sequel to, as you've heard,
at Lil Donsky. And we did lob a phone call for her, but she was way too busy to come on and give some words. Although
understandable,
she wishes #FPP the best in his life, and
from 250 yards away or more, I'm pretty sure that's, you know, she wishes him well from that distance.
Yes, she did want to make sure that it was clear that even though she wishes him well and holds no ill will, she does want him to know that the restraining order is in effect
and is in perpetuity, right? Like, it's not. You're right. That's a 24/7. You know, that's a forever thing. Yeah.
So there was another jailing. And I forget what prompted this one. That I don't think it was. Man, I really do forget. I know that there was basically another 6 months or so that he was not allowed to tweet, and so that kind of took us up into this 2014 time frame.
Where you see a little different Fake Philip, you know.
Yeah, you know, this is
dude.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of stopped hitting on the ladies and using Twitter as his own Tinder before it was, you know. But
it's not
so I want to just read a few. This was vintage Fake Phil. This is kind of consistent with what we would see. You know, you were talking about the parody accounts. Great friend of the show, Matt May, multiple time co-host guest. Has an evil Matt May on Twitter. That the lines between evil Matt May and Matt Mayhem 22 or whatever, it's so blurred.
It's really tough to tell the difference.
You know, you never know.
And in some ways, that was the persona, right? Is that we always think of May maybe as a very, like everybody seems to like May, you know, sees him as a very, you know, kind of down to earth, kind of, hey, he's everyone's friend. And so I think the concept for that one was, you know, oh, he's really this evil guy, you know, and so but I think in some ways, like May's online persona isn't exact, you know, squares maybe more with evil Matt Mays than it does with Matt Mayhem.
Yeah. So, and at one time, these chaps were roomies.
Yeah, bosom buddies, you might say.
Yes.
I don't know.
And so on August 30th, we got a string of tweets on. Well, let's just go to the timeline.
Yeah.
Walked in on @evilmattmay doing yoga. Some things can never be unseen. It's just unnatural for a man to wear pants that tight. Told evil Matt May that babes don't crave a guy wearing spandex. They opt for a bad boy with the sensitive side 10 out of 10 times. Pretty sure at evil Matt May appreciated the advice on how to get a hot babe. He tried to fist bump me to show guy to guy respect.
Guy on guy respect, maybe you might call it. But go ahead. Yeah.
I forgot that I no longer fist bump because I always end up punching a hole in the other guy's face. Now at evil Matt May is at center point.
Here we go.
Hashtag prayers for at evil Matt May.
Prayers up. Thoughts and prayers.
Yeah. So
I do want to say, like, this commentary on Matt May, where maybe not being appropriate that he were wearing tight pants. Like, you can be right, but still not be, like, I mean, does that make sense? Like, there's lots of things I agree with people on, but I don't agree with who they are. Does that,
yeah,
this may be one of them where I'm going.
And then a few hours later, he was feeling bad about it.
Good.
So really feeling bad for accidentally punching a hole in that evil Matt May's face. Got to remember, I'm a genetic freak when engaging with mere mortals. Need to get at evil Matt May something nice as an apology gift. Was thinking beer, but he likes Michelob Ultrash. Yeah. Never had to apologize before.
Yeah. No, he never has.
And we're off.
I mean, had and should and did are different, words, but yeah.
Yeah. So we are off to the races. As we scroll through here, we're going to see things just dominated another fantasy football auction. A lot of fantasy football.
That's
stuff.
Actually let's go back to that one a little bit, because some of these I do find to be like, again, they're the funniest kind of parody because they have a little bit of truth, right, embedded in this kind of caricature.
Yeah. So and just dominated another fantasy football auction. $200 budget left with $54. Yep. At Andy Kavanaugh, at Evil Matt May, at MC Jr., and the rest are amateurs. Hashtag amateurs.
Yes.
So that's why that's funny.
This is funny to me because now this is maybe I want to take this out of fantasy football and take it into just like real life a little bit, because I know probably not everyone does fantasy football, whatever it is, but this is fake money, okay? And so when you're in these auctions, like you just spend the money because it's fake money. Now, there's different strategies and different things, but ultimately you don't want to be the guy at the end, I wouldn't think, with like $1 million left. And the funny part is that this is kind of, again, to the love, our guy who we love to death, does tend to be a little bit, I don't know what you would call it. What's a nice way to put it? Like,
cheap.
Not okay, there you go. Maybe that's what I'm going with. But yeah, that's why it's funny to me, is because there's just a little bit of truth to it. Oh my gosh, these pictures on his timeline. Oh,
so keep going with your story.
No, that's pretty much it. That's why it's funny to me, is that it's just the writers here of Fake Philip Prince, I don't know who they are, but the writers here are really just nailing it at this point.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're going to skip over quite a few of these just because
some of them in isolation are hilarious, though. I mean, she's stripper.
Yeah. Yeah, those stretch pants, though. Smells like weed out here. Oh, hey, babe, what's up? A good ass can solve a lot of problems. Like that one over there points to girl in white shorts. That hashtag diamond cutter can solve anything.
Gross.
And then we get to this is early because, normally there's two things that I notice about 2014 Fake Phil that I do not notice about modern day Fake Phil. If you ever notice, modern day Fake Phil does only refers to himself in the third person.
Yeah.
There's never things like I, me, things like that. It's always hashtag FPP. Hashtag FPP. Right. But here's one that he's got.
Stylistic change.
Chiefs. This one's for at WMC Hammer, and it's a gentleman dressed in Native American garb at the GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium.
Thank you. But yes, no, I love that. He does troll me. I mean, let's be honest. I don't know. It's an interesting. Well, now, right? It's a weird kind of relationship we have. I mean, there's obviously a lot of love, mostly from his side. And for me, but a lot of it is kind of, I don't know. There's also some trolling.
There is, he's often referred to you as his BFF, and myself, Brian Hampton, and Matt May as varying degrees of.
Well,
But
that makes sense.
let's move on along. Let's
Yeah.
go. So here we are at the ALCS in 2014.
Oh yeah. Because
At
this is actually when
Arrowhead,
the Royals were good.
a "Let's Go Royals" chant breaks out at Arrowhead, and you morons wonder why it's the best stadium ever. I've decided to take the high road on this hashtag ALCS against Baltimore, a franchise I admire, and invite their entire fan base to hashtag suck my balls.
Oh, well, see, I mean, we're doing okay.
All Kansas City gangsters greater than the scrubs from The Wire. Hashtag especially Omar. I think he was still in troll you mode.
A little bit there, but still, I mean, some of that I can get down with.
George Brett, much greater than Brooks Robinson. Fred Potak, much greater than Cal Ripken. Some of these are a little suspect at best.
That might be a stretch.
He was in the fields. It was a emotional sweep. So we have more posting of his fantasy football team. Looks like he lost to me bad, but thinks he won. Actually, yeah. So this is me actually trolling him. Fun fact, atomic clocks are set by the annual trip to the woodshed for @fake Phil Prince. He referred to me as an amateur and then says, it's so cute how the biggest thing in Andy Kavanaugh's life is a tainted victory over me in fantasy football. All my good players were on bye. Do you have any commentary on something like that? Because that is a...
fantasy is done, though, man.
Fantasy is done. He's mad at Joe Buck for a little bit here.
Again, you can be right. The sun shines on the dog's ass, they often say here. And
then another screenshot of him blowing out.
This is why fantasy is done, though.
Matt May.
It's full of fake Philip Princes and evil Matt May.
Hey, we've got a retweet of Fammer Time 2.0. What did we learn? This was from October 29th, 2014. What did we learn? 1, Joe Buck sucks. 2, baseball is cruel. Don't swing at balls. Always run your hardest. KC equals best sports town in the world. That
tweet sucks.
That's game 7 of the 2014 World Series.
Oh, nice.
Yep. Yeah. So, okay.
Yeah, he's trolling you now for being positive about the Royals.
See, there's something here.
They went to the World Series and lost. This is context. If people, for our Italian friends that are listening and all the folks out there.
Yep. He's trying to get you and Matt May to turn heel for a while.
Yeah, that was never my deal. Although in 2014, again, it's just funny how that tweet does not sound like me at all. That last one, right? Just on Twitter, which is a really interesting thing. Even if I'm talking sports, the one he retweeted to me, I'm like that tweet.
Oh yeah,
thumbs down.
Well, that was back when you were, you've evolved as well. This isn't your life. Okay, this is fake Phil Prince. This is your life.
Right. Let's talk about it.
Okay, so now we're tweeting about fantasy basketball scores.
Couldn't be more boring.
And he was, I think we're gonna come up on. Here's me and Hamper at the gym.
Oh, look at you guys!
And he says that Hamper doesn't lift.
What is Hamper doing back there?
He's doing curls.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's doing curls. Yeah,
he's really. I could do some Photoshop work on that. Then I think
more
really impressive.
Yep. So now we're more fantasy football. Me curb stomping at Andy Kavanaugh.
Oh Lord! Except for he's 6-6. That's what 6-6 teams do when they
beat the 10-2 team.
Right.
Let's see. Oh, here's a. This is where we first see the hashtag Ask Carlton.
Yeah.
One of his favorite stories is the fight that occurred in Brian Hampton's driveway with some pickup basketball, where he wasn't there, can't speak on it, but apparently he knocked Carlton out.
You weren't there? You weren't there?
I wasn't there.
Interesting. It's just like that story gets kind of fuzzier and fuzzier. But yeah, I was there. And again, I've probably never seen, I've never seen a person run into a punch. I mean, I don't know how a funnier or more, kind of better way to say it than I've never seen anyone run into a punch more than that day. Like literally stuck their head out like a chicken and went running at someone, and that someone stuck their fist out. And then when that happened, that person went down, and it was the most bizarre thing I've ever seen.
As we move into 2015, I'm going
Right.
to jump you ahead to March. There was a Christian Leitner doc on ESPN. I remember this. The 30 for 30 on Christian Leitner was amazing.
Yeah, because he's great.
And so I'm going to read you a few of these. Christian Leitner doc on ESPN tonight. Can't wait for at WMC Hammer 33 to live tweet his defense of that mega douche while blowing his wad. They showed the one good play Leitner had against Zoe. Seriously, Alonzo Mourning was 100 times better than Leitner on all levels, tagging you in all of these.
Not in college.
And now he's making it known that he's going to go to the 20-year high school reunion. In honor of the big day, might give 20 ladies from the class their life's highlight. So we're kind of, yeah. RE high school reunion. I've also decided to allow Evil at Matt May to be my personal assistant, responsible for getting me drinks and hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah, how about this next one? I do like this next.
Heard they're looking for entertainment at the high school reunion. Retweet for me to bitch slap at Andy Kavanaugh. Fave for me to bitch slap at Brian Stocks.
And the results are interesting. It was a really close race. So obviously, people wanted both of you to, quite honestly, be bitch slapped. But
I wonder if at Lil Donsky's going to try to sneak some alone time with Big Papa Pimp at Fake Phil Prince. She misses me. I don't think that happened. Let's see. All right, let's move along.
I'm just curious if you ever got your bitch slap that you were supposed to get.
I don't think so. I'm both the smartest and funniest of all my friends. At Andy Kavanaugh said, I legit LOL'd. At WMC Hammer, you've been cracking me up.
I never said those words. I mean, that is absolute libel right there. There's no way.
Here we go.
I never said that. Does that sound like me?
No.
It didn't sound like you. I don't think you said those words either, I'm assuming, right? Have you ever said I LOL'd? No, that doesn't sound like you.
So here's a good one that we get a little gonna live tweet this Duke Utah game from March of 2015. Phantom foul on Utah. Announcers justify phantom call. Coach K praised for outstanding coaching job.
Okay. Well,
oops, past 9 o'clock, time for bed. Now that
also another one of those that's solid parody because there's some truth involved.
We got a tweet from Lil Donsky. She told him to hold his breath, please. He says, yep, misread that one.
Wow.
Okay, well, we got to go to okay, this is pretty good. So he went to the Facebook.
Oh no.
And pulled from May's Facebook. I guess, a little receipt here. I have managed to screw up everything I touched for the last hour or so. It happens. And his tweet on this is just out of curiosity, whose dick is broke? Odds. At Andy Kavanaugh 2-1. At WMC Hammer 33 3-2. At Evil Matt May 5-2. At Brian Stocks 8-1.
This is just again inappropriate, Like, I mean, these are things that it's amazing that he made it through this little run here. I think probably because most of the offensive things are being said about us, and we're just so used to it. Like we're not going to report it, I guess. And his audience is just it's not big.
Oh, he did me a solid in March of 2015. The end of March, public service announcement at Andy Kavanaugh's Alive. He's just nerding out in preparation of WrestleMania tonight. Nice John Cena shirt, bro. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, at Andy Kavanaugh, I love pro wrestling too, but then I turned 8.
Yeah.
For
It's
those
almost like a
scoring at
roast. I think he thinks he's on like a roast, like a, you know
Yeah,
what I
yeah, he
mean?
was kind
I
of
think,
on like, he kinda went through these phases where he would go on these chain tweets.
yeah.
For those scoring at home, which obviously does not include those watching WrestleMania, like at Andy Kavanaugh, my brackets are solid. WrestleMania predictions: Hercules, King Kong Bundy, JYD, Roddy Piper, British Bulldogs, Coco Beware, Macho Man, Honky Tonk Man, Hogan.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like 2015 wrestlers. Is that the
That
joke? I mean, I think
Yeah,
that's the
I'm
joke,
pretty
man.
sure. Really hope The Undertaker doesn't lose again this year.
This and we, this is where you wonder again as the writers are deciding to making choices. It's like you wonder, given some clues, maybe where some of this stuff might have been coming from. I don't know.
It is, it is.
Just
All right, so now we're talking about the,
he's always had an affinity for all of our wives, I think, in some ways too. Definitely your wife in particular.
yeah, he likes our wives. Um, he loves the Spurs. Speaking of restraining orders, here are the restraining orders the Spurs have filed against me. Tim Duncan, 500 yards. Tony Parker, 200 feet. Ginobili, 100 feet. Coach Pop, 300 yards. Spurs restraining orders continued. Danny Green, 99 feet. Kawhi Leonard, 50 yards. Matt Bonner, 4 seats. Matt Bonner, excuse me, 4 seats.
Good fake Phil joke there.
Had to make a note card to keep them straight. The interesting thing about this is how Kawhi Leonard has his career has advanced since 2015.
I mean, right, because so you would think he's even in some ways probably because this looks like it pans out like how good the Spurs
Yeah.
were, kind of the farther away he has to stay.
Yeah,
Which
Duncan,
makes sense.
Parker, Ginobili, Danny Green
Yeah,
at
kind
that
of works
time.
down.
Yeah.
It's an importance thing.
Yeah.
Putting Pop there kind of above Tony Parker, but kind of a little below Tim Duncan is an interesting choice.
A lot of basketball stuff here. Must have been an Undertaker.
Yeah, sometimes that mute button comes in handy
Yeah,
sometimes.
see, and it wasn't there then.
Oh.
Yeah. So, boy, he was really on a roll. Like
He's going after
he really did like troll you a lot.
Hamper ain't hurting nothing either.
Yeah.
He's just hanging out. He's just out there lurking, just hanging out, enjoying his time on Twitter, and every once in a while, fake Phil just kind of comes out of the woodwork and just attacks.
Yeah, he would attack Hamper on occasion. Like
Look at this.
Yeah, he was doing some bookie stuff for a while. Can Brian Stocks borrow it? You tweeted, "Those are the days I owned a Sacramento Kings Bobby Hurley jersey."
I did.
That's how messed up I was.
I'm coming into my own there. That's a Hammer tweet right there.
Yeah, this is a picture of me from high school where my senior year, you can tell there's a lot of books behind me, and I'm in a cap and gown, and I'm looking very stoic.
The denim, the peak of denim shirt
Yeah.
out the top, is really what sets that whole
Look at this.
ensemble off.
Here's a pager, the jeans, the chapped shirt.
Let's be real here. I mean, here is the picture of such a wonderful love story, but also let's be quite honest. I mean, this isn't a visual podcast, but it's a perfect example of how unlikely this love story is because wow, there's a knockout on that picture, and then there's a guy in how would you describe that shirt you were wearing? What's this?
It looks straight out of the rodeo, to be quite honest with you.
Was this a country phase? Was this a country? I'm not sure. Oh yeah, and then the pager peeking out of there. Like the question is, and I think I have this with my wife all the time too, is like, what could they possibly have seen in us? I mean,
this is 1995. So the wardrobe game was strong because I was working at the center. So the wardrobe game was
you had the hooks
was strong.
on all the right. You could go in and say, hey, you right. At the Spencers, you knew a certain person working at a certain time. You're in good shape. But,
So
troll. Oh no, he does a lot of rankings. And a lot of
Yeah,
this kind of, which is
taking a little
annoying.
survey, who should I troll next?
Ah.
And geez, he gave us 10. So,
A lot of people,
um,
including I think is Deanna
your
on there?
old
Oh,
yeah,
Deanna's old account, even back in the day,
yeah.
he was
Yeah,
gonna
it's
go after
interesting to
her.
see who no longer has accounts and who still does.
Lucy, Deanna's back, so that's exciting, you know.
Um,
She
alright,
she
let's
posted a picture of herself, and it's already gotten more likes than I ever get.
yeah,
Any of my Twitter accounts, but that's how it goes.
what are you gonna do?
Exactly.
She's working with equipment that gets more likes than you. What are you gonna do?
Oh, yeah.
As a matter of fact, we'll probably get to this. Our buddy responded on here to that
Oh,
picture.
no.
Yeah,
Did
yeah,
he? I
he
didn't
did.
think I seen that,
He
really.
did see it. He did
How
see it.
funny.
Okay,
Good for him.
let's move on to April of 2015.
None of
So
those.
2015 was really peak FPP tweeting. Like he tweeted a lot back then.
Yeah,
And then he kind of got away with it. He kind of got done with it. But I'm so good at golf that all golf courses have asked patrons to not wear jean shorts and sleeveless shirts out of respect to hashtag FPP. Okay. Um,
yeah, what's
that's
interesting, there's some Ross trash talk in here.
Yeah. Ross was on Twitter for like a real short period of time.
Smart move. He's a
Look,
normal human being. Look at that,
look at
adored.
this.
Oh,
Me and Annika sleeping, and Carrot Cav says sleeping beauties. So I see one beauty in this picture, but you didn't acknowledge that. Andy Kavanaugh, obviously saying I'm not beautiful. Clippers are toilets.
the only the only kind of person who would somehow troll that picture, that very cute picture of you and your daughter. What kind of?
What are you gonna do?
Oh, remember my Josh Hamilton beef?
Yeah,
Oh, he's
talk
bringing that
about
up.
that.
Oh my God, that was the best. And every once in a while, I kind of turn out to be right. Not all the time, but on old Josh, I feel like, yeah, like I kind of sniffed out Josh early and his whole freaking scam. And this guy, oh my gosh, what a mess that was. And I love Fake Phil bringing that up. Good on him. That was 2015, so he was still in the majors then. Obviously, unreal.
So a recent poll asked women who is better than making sweet love. What is better than making sweet love with FPP? Here are the top 3 results. 1, nothing. 2, nothing. 3, blank. Of course, the joke being that, yes, this is yeah. You want to
That's
talk about
classic.
why that's funny?
Oh, well, again, yes. Going back, I like how you're like cueing me as the ones that are like, hey, that's our guy a little bit. And yes, sometimes I think we all, when you're with your buddies, and I think it probably is maybe a gross part of sometimes when you're with your buddies, but you do tend to kind of play this like I'm really good at certain things, not PG rated things. And yeah, our friend is very, very likely to tell you how, his proclivities and his amazing talents when it comes to those things.
Yeah, he has made some comments
Lot
about
of,
about how he is the greatest in that department.
of
Goat.
making the greatest love maker
Yes.
of all. Let's put it that way.
Now we go on a streak of him taking credit for any of our athletic accomplishments.
It's clever, and it's interesting how much when you've known someone for so long, I guess they know they really can pull out the best punches.
L scored a goal and Fake Phil took credit for it.
Like the best coaches do, and the best, proteges.
Yes.
Typically, the best mentors are always the ones out there taking as much credit as possible immediately.
some Tiger Woods jokes.
Fair. Again, every once in a while, I'm like, yeah, all right.
You want me? Okay, let me read through
Like,
it. Okay, probably gonna have to head out to Orlando shortly. Looks like my bud Eldrick and his lady broke things off. Better talk it over at Perkins.
Oh no!
Important to be there for
funny how it does kind of date these little moments in time.
Yes,
And this is like
yes.
6 years ago now.
Important to
So-
be there for your bros when they're going through a rough patch. Amigo to amigo to let them know that everything's gonna be okay. Most of the time, they sound like whiny sissy boys, so it makes for opportunity to bring some stuff up in future ball busting sessions. I've witnessed some legendary breakups. Wish I could tell you about it, but bro code prohibits it. Plus, it's going to be in my tell-all book.
Yeah. I mean, in some ways, like you said, I think there's some good intentions here, right? You know, but it's just in the grossest, delivered in the worst way possible.
Apparently, he was going to write a book.
Oh no!
Yeah.
No, that's a no one.
Yeah, let's just
no
move.
one would read or
Breaking
write
balls
that.
is part of being a real man, but once a year, you got to let your pals know they mean something to you. Makes it special.
Any kind of earnestness that you see from him is always going to be backed up pretty quickly.
No, that was actually he was trying to be a nice human, because the tweet before that was from you on May 4th, 2015, accepting a job tomorrow to be a teacher. Soak that in, world.
Aw.
Okay, this is my one nice tweet for the year. Proud of you, buddy.
Oh my gosh, you're right. And that is interesting because that would have been right when
breaking balls is part of a
2015.
real man, part of being a real man, but once a year you got to let your pals know they mean something to you. Makes it special. Doesn't mean they still won't be a chapter in your future NY Times bestseller. Just means that occasionally you throw a genuine compliment.
Yeah.
Besides, here we go. Now we're getting to the brass tacks. Besides, it wins points with the ladies. Shows that you're a man and can do man-like things such as changing a spark plug and landscaping.
Deanna and I were watching American Pie or whatever, like 10, I don't know, the one at the end where I think maybe when the dude's getting married. And so he gives a little bit of Stifler vibes, you know, like at times, you know, where like he is trying to begin. His earnestness is in some ways a way that eventually is an attempt to kind of hook up with the chicks or something, you know, like by the end of it. So within 5 tweets, it's like, whatever good vibes were there are completely gone because he can't help himself by saying things like, hey, it's the chicks love it when you're a good friend. You know, that basically that's what it boils down to. Yeah.
Yeah. His true.
Can't even enjoy the Royals. Was that?
I think this was the Spurs had gotten knocked out of the
geez
playoffs by the Clippers, and he was upset for a while.
It's all about him, right? Like I'm tweeting about a nice night out with Deanna, and he's oh my gosh, let's not repeat some of these.
I'm gonna move on. He got a little blue there.
It's hilarious though.
Let's see.
I wish again, this makes sense to about 5 people. So I'm wondering if like I don't know. It's just a funny you wish kind of people really got, you know, I don't know. There is I don't know. You do have to have this context, which I think is always makes me laugh because like you said, I mean, it's some of it is just so well done because just like all parody, you know, it hits really close to home every once in a while.
Oh, here's one for you.
Oh, he was on the basketball stories. Yeah.
He was doing some basketball stuff, but how about this one? Man, the FPP humor has been on fleek of late.
Oh, no.
Thinking about hitting up an open mic night could be the next Larry the Cable Guy.
Well, that's probably accurate. The last part is probably accurate.
It would be pretty easy to do stand-up, would just tell stories about those idiots like Brian Stocks, Andy Kavanaugh, Evil Matt Mahan, Hammer 33.
Yeah, that was kind of when we had a falling out.
Might tell some old Coach Tony stories. Talk about the babes that crave my bod. Dish out some advice on keeping your bod on point. Could be like part of stand-up comedy, part life coaching. Definitely going to be revolutionary.
I don't. Funny he says that because there probably is people doing that right now and making a good living, as some sort of like stand-up comedian, physical trainer. But also like the use of these language of right on fleek is just again, it goes to what we've talked about, which is just it's ridiculous.
A lot of basketball talk here.
Well, he was really, if you remember, in high school, he was he was once known as the Michael Jordan of Independence, if you remember, and he just dominated everyone, and so like, including us. I mean, in every like backyard game, he dominated us. Like I mean, he just was probably the greatest basketball player I've ever seen.
And who could forget about him holding the charges taken record in our high school?
I mean, it's legendary. It's legendary. Like people just ran over him right and left. I mean,
yeah.
he was literally just there to be like a speed bump, and he just kept getting him. Oh, look at all these.
Yeah, look at this. He
trolling the graduation.
Yeah, he went to the
what is that, reunion?
The reunion. Yeah,
oh,
the reunion, and he kept trying to get pictures of Real Phil, who is a nemesis of him.
Damn, I'm looking beefy there. Man, look at me, dude.
Were you lifting, bro?
I was lifting, bro. No, I was not. I was more thinking of like, I easily have lost about 30 pounds since then, I think. What is happening here? Oh.
Okay.
Oh, he's highlighting.
Deanna Campbell says she was with you at Stony Creek Hotel and Conference Center. So get it?
I'm getting it.
The joke is that our reunion was at a hotel, a conference room, the ballroom at the hotel, and she checked in, and of course he's gonna take it somewhere else.
This guy.
Okay. Well,
hottest chick at the reunion was Matt May.
I got some awards from the 20-year reunion. Award for biggest tool goes to you.
Oh,
the award for my wife really wanted FPP and not me goes to, it's a tie between, of course, several of us. Hottest chick at the reunion, May.
Good God, what happened to your face?
Goes to me. The award for damn, you still look good, and all the women want your bod. You got an idea of who this went to?
Faithful Prince.
Oh my gosh, unbelievable, man! This guy is. The award for I'm going to grab the mic and throw a Hail Mary in an attempt to get laid goes to.
Yeah, that's a good one. Gets it right. Sometimes he gets it right.
The award for guy that followed me around all night trying to get my autograph goes to Brian Stocks.
It sounds like Hamper,
yeah. Also his rejects. Oh, whoa. Got a little. The award for it's still too painful to be in the same room with my Musk goes sadly to at Lil Donsky.
Gross.
The award for reunion MVP goes to envelope, please. What the fuck? My sweet one. This is everyone knows this FPP recount. So see, he was before Trump.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. We've talked about one of these isn't his quote tweet or something, like when you read back on his tweets, it really reads like Trump tweets. Like,
well, let's just get to
pre-Trump.
Let's just get there, man. Let's just get to the let's fast forward to 2016. I mean, I think we've got a lot of Tim Duncan and here's an Obama thing. Yep, see, it was about the Spurs. So let's geez. All right. So here we are. Yep. He was on a roll on Inauguration Day. So here we go. Inauguration Day 2017, a day you do not like.
The day that will live in infamy. Yes, but yeah.
Okay, he had a watch party that he's got a picture of two Chiefs fans sitting alone.
Oh, that's the FPP watch party?
Yeah, for the watch party. Is this an excused absence from school for Barron Trump? Heated debate here at the world famous it is watch party. Oh man. Man, that Ivanka Trump sure is looking good.
Oh no! How did he get away with some of these? Oh no, not the one.
Here, you read them.
No, I can't. I don't.
Come on.
These shouldn't be repeated. And my children are actually
All
relatively
right.
close. But
All right, fine.
yeah. So, but yeah, no. One of them is direct message to Ivanka Trump. Send, yeah, send what you send, and that's just how did he get away with some of this?
Um.
And I'm curious
Okay.
if he received. Is the question.
Then he
You never
went
know.
to basically that he was a Secret Service agent for Ivanka, but a Secret Service air quotes. And then he
Oh, nice. Yeah, he was performing some secret services. Okay,
yes.
making sense. Okay, that one took me a second.
Yeah. Also, he wanted you to know, just a heads up, if you want to tweet at President Trump, use at POTUS. If you're looking for former President Obama, use POTUS44. You're welcome.
What a horrendous day.
Yeah. So you said POTUS44. My bad. Jesus, I just got shown up on Twitter by Fake Phil. Going to bed now, hoping this day is a bad dream. Hashtag MAGA. Hashtag yes we can. Yes we did. Sup.
This is terrible behavior.
Guys, I've MAGA'd so hard today. I mean, I've been MAGAing for nearly 24 hours straight. FPP is the best MAGA-er in the USA.
Yeah.
Heard there's
this is where I do think this does kind of stray from, because I don't know that our guy is, thankfully. I don't think oh my gosh. Oh yeah, that's me and my
Women's
mom.
March.
Oh, look at us.
Looky there. Looky there. Women's March. And of course, he needs to comment that, my God, the chick on the left is hideous.
Which isn't my mom, which is me. So it's like a woman's march, right? So that's the joke, is that, I'm a woman.
And then he says, really feel like Hammer's mad at me for some unknown reason. Kind of down about it. Think I might bake him a cake just as a peace offering. So see,
he is a good baker.
Don't care about who wins the games tomorrow, so going to defer to WMC Hammer. Who should I root for? Brady and Belichick are goats. Patriots are assholes. Go Pack, go. Plain old Falcons. Looks like you are the only voter. Looks like you were mad at him for a while.
I was the only voter like that.
Yes.
There's a decent chance that I finally might have had enough at some point. Probably the Trump tweets.
It is. That's the story here. You realize what's important when you lose your hashtag bestie. I thought MAGAing was so important yesterday. I don't want to MAGA without at WMC Hammer 33. And then there's, yep. All right. So, when Giordano Ventura, he actually had a nice tweet when Ace passed.
I wonder if just sometimes someone forgets maybe what account they might be using. You never know.
Oh, look at this.
May Lay Day.
May Lay Day. Principle 2, 90% of what you say. Yeah, he was on this kick for a lot of 2017. I think May posted something about that he hadn't gotten laid in like a long, long time. And so Fake Phil took it upon himself as a ladies' man to help out.
Of course, as he would.
And then, yeah, he was still tweeting about you having a rough weekend with DJT inauguration and the Pats going down in the Super Bowl. Okay, this is pretty good. On January 25th, not Alt World, January 25th, 2017, the last eruption of Yellowstone's volcano happened 640,000 years ago and ejected 240 cubic miles of rock dust and volcanic ash in the sky. Look, it could be worse at Matt Mayhem 22. May Lay Day 2017.
Yeah, that's again an A+ troll.
Yep. A
I
lot
mean,
of
you don't really mind it when he's not trolling you. You know, oh yeah, here we go. Yeah.
"You okay, bud? You seem really upset lately. Something bothering you? FPP is a great listener." Yeah,
You
this
wanted
is
to go on
early into the Trump
Snapchat. Was that
administration.
like when Snapchat first started? While you're at it, make me a Facegram and an Instagram, Facebook and Instagram. And he says, need one of you losers to make me a Snapchat account ASAP.
Yeah, it was probably
That would be horrifying.
yeah.
That's the last thing we need.
He got on a little bit of a roll where he was retweeting.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, here's one. You see, like that? Look, there's Stone Cold Steve Austin
Oh,
stunning Donald
happy
Trump.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
it
was your
was.
Valentine's present.
Jeez.
And then I got the Chris Farley Chippendales for me. So clearly, this is where Brian Stock got an I suck.
Wow.
Oh, that's embarrassing. All right, let's move on. We're in 2017. We're gonna move. Let's just fast forward here to moving on to worldwide exclusive. Tom Cruise just confirmed that Top Gun 2 is happening. I'm gonna start filming it probably in the next year. And
Wonder why he's upset by that.
I don't know.
Need a new lady friend. Get on it ASAP.
Oh boy.
That's
Yeah.
like what? Why would we be in charge of that?
I don't know. There's a strikeout that okay.
Going to Wonder Woman. That's definitely
Jeez.
that, I think.
Yeah, he got he kind of got on this phase of oh, here's one of Hamper at a basketball thing.
Lovely.
And he of course makes fun of that. Game of Thrones latest episode, last episode was going to be a long time. Tells Matt May to switch hands.
Oh,
wow.
Okay.
Crying Jordan meme.
Just disrespectful.
Let's see. Yeah. We're just gonna fast forward because he was in a really disrespectful mood there.
Yeah, that's none of the.
Okay. Here's him trolling me in September of 27. Man gets penis stuck in weight at gym. Firefighters break apart weight to rescue him. Any idea where you think this is gonna go?
Yeah, no.
Yeah. You okay? At Andy Kavanaugh. Hashtag FPP is worried about you in related news. Sup, Mrs. Karakov. Look at this. Straight up hitting my wife.
That's blatant.
This is yeah.
He's really lucky we haven't reported him. Like, how patient have we been in some ways with this behavior?
Oh, look. Surprised her school was named for a really bad person. Salt Lake student is relieved. Her school's name will no longer honor 7th President Andrew Jackson. This is great. Good luck for Salt Lake. What about Jackson County? Mo, it's time. That's you in 2018. FPP would like to officially suggest we rename it to Campbell County. Has a nice ring to it.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
But again, you always never really know if it's like a compliment, but it's really like one of those like backhanded, like sarcastic, compliments. Let's name it Campbell County.
Yeah, man. February 22, man. You were on one. You were upset.
Oh, geez. So I was telling that to Trump.
Yeah, you went through a dark. You went through a dark time there.
Well, who wouldn't? Who didn't? I thought it was dark for everybody personally, but that's just me.
Patrick Mahomes, before he had played a game in a T-bone sleeveless.
It's a cool dude, man. Chill dude.
Something about Manu Ginobili. Manu Ginobili retired.
Oh,
the slap fighting.
Remember these guys? This
Yes.
was all the rage for a while.
Yes, slapping. And
this
then
guy
dude just gets knocked out, and then yet another sport FPP would dominate. FPP would like his first opponents to be, of course, me, May, and Hamper. At this point, he's stopped. Like you're his best friend. Like he is.
Wow.
Like I think he got really scared. He got really scared with the Trump stuff that he'd lost you as a friend, so he kind of stopped.
Yeah.
And then he had some fun at Jussie Smollett's expense.
Well, I wonder if in some ways he's not like it's a joke inside itself because it's saying basically he's fake, right? So like he's saying, don't beat yourself up over it because, imagine, and can you ever imagine having a fake persona or a fake thing, describing something fake happening? Yeah.
I think what he's saying is don't beat yourself up over this ordeal had to do with the fact that
he claimed he got beat up. That's right.
Yes, but he actually either. Here's it's funny. All these tweets are unavailable. Do you know what these all have in common? No. You're gonna love this. They're retweets of Donald Trump.
Weird. But they go back in and
they're unavailable because his account was.
Oh,
because of Trump's account.
The president one, right?
No, the real Donald Trump. The account.
The one that got
suspended.
Nuked.
Yeah.
The one that got nuked forever. Yeah.
Oh, look at this, buddy. August 7th, 2019. Don't tell @FakePhilPrince, but WMC Hammer and I have officially launched the 699,999th best podcast in the world. Please subscribe on Apple Podcasts or the Google Play Store so we can get in on some of that Blue Chew money.
We never really got any of that Blue Chew money.
Just let FPP know when you need to pop a rating or when WMC Hammer 33 gets tired of carrying your sorry ass and is ready for a real co-host. FPP moves the needle. Well, that's what we're here to. To announce. I am stepping down. Fake Phyllis stepping in.
I think that's not something that's. I mean, if you look real close in my contract, it does pretty clearly state that I will not work with a few people. Like John Elway's on that list. Donald Trump.
You do have creative control.
Yeah, and Fake Philip Prince is definitely on that list.
Yeah, so the episode I recorded where my car got stolen, he was being a good brother, and he offered to let me borrow the Grand Prix, but not the Mero,
the purple
in exchange for having him on as a podcast guest.
So here we are highlighting him. I mean, he's not a guest, I don't think we want to call him that.
Yeah, so I should be able to borrow the Grand Prix at this point.
I don't think that thing's ever ran because I think the more people called it purple, the less he wanted to drive it. So, it's basically ruined for him.
Yeah. So he kind of took a little bit of a hiatus from October of 2019 to February 2020.
Wow.
Kind of came back for
the pandemic.
Yep. Have you ever wondered what all that stuff about Guy Forget was about? The Wook Plus team has you covered. Fun fact, first time FPP and Little Donsky broke up was because of her obsession over some guy named Guy. FPP thought, okay, I don't get that one, but okay.
Guy forgot.
FPP, yep. Then he he reminds us that he holds the record for charges taken.
Yeah. he just was really good at like getting in the way. Just like people would run he would just run right into him, and yeah, he would always get the calls.
Here's a picture of.
That is the funniest picture probably of all time. I mean, truly, truly a classic. Again, that
So
yeah.
tell us about the pictures for those listening.
Well, we were at a concert and I took the picture, and it's Phil and my wife Deanna and Evil Matt May, right? And they're really enjoying themselves. They're having a good time at this particular concert, and it's clear in their faces that they're enjoying their time. Yeah, it's a classic. Oh, this was when that guy tried to give COVID to.
Yeah, he had COVID, and fake Phil did not like that he was around Patrick. Oh God! Remember when May took the shirtless selfie?
Oh, why choices were made back in 20.
Look at this. This is May shirtless. I mean, this is what a pandemic will do to people.
I know. Well, and just take a glance at it.
Yeah.
Like there's an edit picture feature, in like if you really love, the top half, then you can edit the bottom half out that you happen to have your pants untied for, or pants undone,
Yep. And then
now let's see, look at this one. Look at that handsome devil.
Look, May is back, and
he's looking handsome. See, I'm sure Phil doesn't think so. But.
Yep. And then earlier this year, he popped on Twitter to tell Lad Evil Matt May to F off, just randomly.
And then no offense. Well,
you know why? Because it was May's birthday.
Oh,
that's May's birthday.
Right. April 28th.
And then he went on hiatus again to wish you a happy birthday.
I see that he popped in and says, it'd be better if they were just like Evil Matt May and just completely space it off. Yeah, he does have a little bit. He does have a little bit of a battle with Evil Matt May. Has always been a nemesis of his.
Yes. I announced my new business, and he will sell Poonhound Inc. for no less than $10 million, and of course 16.
That was when we get into a little more modern times, when we did have, he briefly sponsored the show as a way to try to start his application, or some sort of like startup company that was called Poonhound, which was really just a poor idea from the start.
I mean, it
you remember when he went on Shark Tank? You remember that? And they were like, I mean, they just grilled. And then no deals were made. It was pretty embarrassing.
Yeah, and they're like, no thanks. So,
and then he tried to start hitting on the gals there, and like saying he liked older women, and really weird. Got very awkward, and so he got kicked off of that show pretty fast.
Yeah, it got awkward real quick. So
as it would.
Well, we did it.
That was his life.
That was his life. Yep, he's been quiet of late.
We hope he comes back, but we keep our promises here.
Yeah. So there it was, the least important episode that we've ever done. Episode 100 in the can.
Damn.
It's been a good run, Matt. Wow. That was a fun 100. Looking forward to seeing what the next 100 and beyond look for. So hope to keep you guys somewhat entertained, I guess. I mean, we do our best.
We do. That's all we can do is our best. And that's all we do.
Yeah. All right. Well, we think we're going to have a better show next week.
We always think that.
I mean, we do.
That's the good thing about us, is we're very, we have very high hopes all the time. And every time we are disappointed, but we always know next time it will be better.
Well, just think, man, we're no longer sharing a microphone.
I mean, we've made it. Hey, there's been a lot. You listened to the first one and you listened to the 100th. There's a big difference. Let me tell you, come a long way, baby.
We have. All right. So till next week, have a good week. We'll talk to you next time.
You too. See y'all. Killed it.